KD, we're not even going to do the intro. KD, I'm getting tired of you, bro.
Right now,
I'm getting tired of you. Why are you always injured, bro? You know, I'm not going to... Yeah, bro. I'm just going to say it. Kobe played with a torn ACL. He did. Just putting that out there. KD, you had a sprained ankle. Bro, I had a sprained ankle and I was back on my feet in 2 days. 2 days. You're up for 2 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks. I don't even know. You're starting to piss me off, bro. I'm getting tired of you. And I don't even like the Suns, bro. But you're always injured. Like, bro, if I was a Suns fan, I'd be pissed. I would be pissed. But like I said, I don't even like the Suns, bro. I'm a Nuggets fan. Fuck the Suns. They're a good team. I ain't gonna lie to you. They're a really good team. I'm not gonna hate. That's something I won't do. That is a fucking good team. They definitely are finals bound. Especially after the way the Nuggets played against the Spurs. But yeah, let's check it out.
it's just a ankle sprain, and we don't have anything official. In his tail off, getting ready for the game, and he twists his ankle. So I mean,
bro, and it didn't have to be like this, man. Cause, before the Suns fans started acting cocky like this, like, bro, I did not have a problem with the Suns. I could care less about the Suns. You know what I mean? But y'all had to act like something you weren't, and it always comes back to haunt you at one point. You know what I'm saying?
Frustrated about that. It's just, so we'll do our best to get him healthy and get him back out there.
But KD, man, what in the
cannot
fuck? Why are you always injured? It's always something with you, KD.
All of a sudden, it seems like all the worst case scenarios that could be occurring are happening out of nowhere. Whether it's LeBron James,
KD, you could be out there in 3 days, bro, and you know it.
Is going through.
You're being lazy.
Now, we have a team that risked it all, and it may have came back to bite them just a little bit very, very soon. So before
that
we
was
get
a
to
good
the
block.
content, this is going to be our
Shit.
second of a double upload day today. So if you could take a moment to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications, man, I'll greatly appreciate it. We're in the midst of having a record month for both my NFL channel.
Let's have a record month ourselves, bro. Let's get to 1,000
You guys have been
in a month.
us on TikTok, on
get
Instagram, and on YouTube. And from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate
I'm gonna grind the
it.
rest
Now
of
that
this.
that out of the way,
I'm just gonna grind, bro, until I can't grind no more.
Nintendo to one of the
Wait.
two. What's going on, everybody? A few weeks ago, we experienced
Shout
one
out
of
to
the
Flight Mike. Bro,
greatest
didn't strike me.
NBA
Thank
trade
you, Flight
deadlines
Mike.
of all time. I don't think
W
any
Flight
trade
Mike,
deadline
man.
came even close to this amount of activity in NBA history.
Or
We've always
copyright
had
claim
very
my video,
exciting
man.
trade
I just
deadlines
wanna
with a
react
lot of
to it.
speculation,
I just wanna
but
react to it.
eventually nothing would end up happening.
Y'all go
Maybe
subscribe
one
to
big
Flight
trade
Mike.
would end up happening. Like, for example, last year we were hyping up a Ben Simmons trade and a potential James Harden trade all season long, and in the middle of the trade deadline, that's what ended up happening. Ben Simmons got traded for James Harden, with obviously some other players, but those were the centerpieces of the trade. Kind of funny when you think about how the trajectory of both of those individuals' careers have gone since the trade. Ben Simmons is looking like a veteran minimum contract player for the rest of his career after this max contract expires, whereas James Harden's game is clearly aging, but he's still a very remarkable player. But that's besides the point. This year, we got a bunch of trades that altered the trajectory of many teams. And hell, we could also throw some free agency signings.
James
into
Harden,
that
why
mix
can't
as
you
well.
do
For
that in the
example,
regular
Los
season?
Angeles
I mean,
Lakers,
the
when they
playoffs.
made their trade for D'Angelo Russell, Jared Vanderbilt, Malik Beasley, and Rui Hachimura a few weeks earlier, I said that they made the trade of the year. And ever since the D'Angelo Russell trade,
Yeah,
in
the Lakers have
particular,
been looking
and getting
good,
rid
man.
of Russell Westbrook, the Los Angeles Lakers have been 7-1, which is fantastic.
Bro,
On
once
the
they
flip
get LeBron, it's gonna be a good team.
side,
They're already
Los
looking
Angeles
good.
Clippers, who signed Russell Westbrook after he got bought out, have only won one game and have.
And I don't
slipped
even
to
like
8th
the
place,
Lakers,
while
bro,
the
but
Lakers have
they're
jumped
looking
up
nice.
from 13th place to 9th place. But we could all agree that no trade was bigger, and I don't think there's ever been a trade that has been crazier in the middle of the season, probably for the past decade. And if I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section. I think the only trade that even comes close to the magnitude of the trade that I'm about to discuss is when the Lakers traded for Pau Gasol in the 2008 NBA trade deadline. And even then, Pau Gasol was a fantastic star, but he wasn't a star on the caliber of Kevin Durant. So obviously, it's like two separate players at two separate points in their careers. And Pau Gasol's a Laker legend, and I grew up watching him, and he'll always have a special place in my heart. But he wasn't nearly as dominant as Kevin Durant was before he got traded. So without a doubt, the Kevin Durant trade was one of the craziest trades that we've seen in the middle of the NBA trade deadline. And if you disagree, that's fine, but I want to know what trade you think supersedes the Kevin Durant trade. To give you an idea, the Phoenix Suns really went all in at this point. For a team that was clearly on the decline, a Chris Paul that is in his late 30s isn't nearly as effective as a Chris Paul that's in his early 30s, but he's still a maestro at orchestrating the Suns offense. Jay Crowder wanted nothing to do with the Phoenix Suns, and the Phoenix Suns were slightly on the decline despite having a ton of talent. So what do? Well, the Phoenix Suns made a trade to acquire Kevin Durant and TJ Warren from the Brooklyn Nets in a 4-team trade with the Milwaukee Bucks and the Indiana Pacers. Brooklyn received Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, and 4 first-round picks in 2023, 2025, 2027, and 2029, and a first-round pick swap in 2028 from Phoenix, as well as second-round picks from Milwaukee in exchange. Jay Crowder would get traded to the Bucks. Indiana would get second-round picks while also taking players into its cap space. The final trade would look something along the lines of this. Now, why am I telling you this? Well, immediately you could tell whenever you're trading a player like Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson, whenever you're giving up 4 future first-round picks for a player that is a superstar and one of the greatest NBA
Yeah, bro,
players
they're
of all
both good.
time,
Mikal and
Durant,
Cam Johnson.
There is clearly going to be some risk that you're taking.
They're looking good at Brooklyn too, bro.
All in on a remarkable talent that has been in the NBA for 15 seasons. This is his 16th season officially. That has sustained an Achilles tear in the midst of his career, although he's been playing well recently. Now this player is in his mid-30s. He is still considered to be a remarkable player in the NBA, but for all you know, you could be giving up all these assets for a player that could only play for 1 or 2 more years in the NBA, or 3 more years before his game starts falling off. I hope that's not what happens, but we can't expect every single player in the NBA to be the next coming of LeBron James, or a player that has LeBron James-like longevity. It'd be nice, but I don't think that's going to be the case most of the time. The reason I'm bringing this up, because the Phoenix Suns' worst nightmare
even LeBron is always injured, man.
The OKC Thunder yesterday.
It might be. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. LeBron is.
Kevin Durant decided.
My bad. LeBron is still good and stuff, but man, you're always injured too, bro. Fuck. Like, it might be time for all y'all old NBA players to hang up the gloves, bro. Y'all just can't stop getting hurt. And it's not your fault. That's what comes with the game, but shit. It just seems like they're always hurt. There's always something. Even with AD.
Routine layup, and then disaster struck. Yeah,
like, y'all can never stay healthy.
Would happen. I don't think I've ever seen this in NBA history. Kevin Durant would slip on the floor in the layup line, and he would miss the game versus the OKC Thunder. Then very shortly after, we found out from multiple sources that Kevin Durant could miss the remainder of the regular season with a grade 2 sprain, per AZ Central. If you're a Suns fan, you're concerned about the long term because you gave up 4 first-round picks, Mikal Bridges and Cameron Johnson, for Kevin Durant. And there are concerns about his longevity, even though he is one of the greatest scorers of all time. But I think we already discussed that a little bit earlier. So let's talk about the short term, because there is a situation that was eerily reminiscent about the situation, and that's the 2021 Brooklyn Nets. After they traded for James Harden, they were dealing with a lot of the same issues. The Brooklyn Nets didn't have the opportunity to see Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving play with each other.
I don't get how y'all fucked that up. I kind of blame Steve Nash, because, yeah, bro. It's confusing, bro. How do you have all this talent and you still don't win the finals?
Trading for James Harden. Regardless, they did have a nice run in the playoffs until Kyrie Irving got injured. But the concern that I had back then was the fact that this team did not have an opportunity to play with one another and really develop some chemistry. When you consider all the players that they also brought in from the buyout market, like Blake Griffin and LaMarcus Aldridge, I felt like the Brooklyn Nets were going to be screwed as a result of the fact that they didn't have the opportunity to become familiar with one another. Ultimately, they weren't able to win a championship, as we all know.
Oh yeah, the Bucks play the Warriors tonight. I'm gonna watch that. that.
different and some parts that are pretty identical. It's identical in the sense that, yeah, Kevin Durant may not be able to establish chemistry with his Phoenix Suns teammates until potentially the start of the playoffs. He might miss some of the playoffs as well, and I think that's really crucial.
What?
I don't think he's gonna be
KD for a fucking strained ankle, bro. Nah, man. Fuck that shit, bro. KD. No.
in terms of playing in an offense that he's unfamiliar with, because the Phoenix Suns run
2 to 3, bro. You're gonna miss playoff time because of a fucking strained ankle, dude, or a sprained ankle. My bad.
During Kevin Durant's tenure there, so I don't think he's gonna have a problem with that,
bro.
In terms of adapting to Devin Booker,
how much
Chris
lazy
Paul,
can you
DeAndre
be,
Ayton,
dude?
having those moments with Monty Williams and really learning each other's tendencies, I think that's really crucial in the Western Conference playoffs, especially when you consider how it's essentially a crapshoot in the Western Conference at this point. Originally, in my videos on the Memphis Grizzlies, I said that the Grizzlies have this remarkable opportunity to potentially make a push into the Western Conference Finals or even the NBA Finals. When you consider how the Golden State Warriors took a step back, the Los Angeles Clippers are slowing down considerably ever since adding Russell Westbrook. You have the Sacramento Kings who are in second place.
The Sacramento Kings look good, bro. Y'all need to give them their credit.
The Denver Nuggets, who have been absolutely awesome this year. But I said the number one threat to the Grizzlies was going to be the Phoenix Suns, who just traded for Kevin Durant, who were undefeated ever since Kevin Durant took the floor for them. And now Kevin Durant is out for the rest
They're
of the
not going to
season
show
and
the
potentially
Grizzlies
the start of the
versus
playoffs.
Mavericks
So
game, bro.
My first concern is, one, is Kevin Durant going to have the opportunity
Why wouldn't you
to get
put
back?
that, bro? I don't understand why y'all put the worst games on national TV and then put all the good games on League Pass. You know what I'm saying, bro? That shit is so bullshit. And then the thing is, they'll black out games in your area if you live in a certain area. The NBA League Pass is a scam, bro. It's a whole money scam.
Back in the middle of the playoffs and really establish team chemistry with his brand new team. I said this about the Brooklyn Nets when they traded for Ben Simmons as well, but Ben Simmons doesn't even have 2% of the work ethic that Kevin Durant does, and he didn't end up making it back to the basketball court. In this case, there is concern that Kevin Durant might not be super comfortable with his teammates, although he will be comfortable with the system. I feel like he will be able to figure it out. There are long-term ramifications about how injured Kevin Durant has been so far this year. He is getting up there in age, that's for sure. There's definitely a lot riding on the Kevin Durant trade as well, when you consider the fact that the Phoenix Suns gave up 4 first-round picks, Cameron Johnson and Mikal Bridges, up for him. And then there's one more element. Is this going to really hurt the Phoenix Suns? You have to remember, the Phoenix Suns weren't doing too well before the Kevin Durant trade. They were in the thick of the Western Conference, but they were clearly trending downwards from their magical run in the Western Conference when they met the Milwaukee Bucks in the NBA Finals. That's why they went all in on this trade. And to be honest, I praise them for going all in on this trade. But now that they don't have Mikal Bridges, don't have Cameron Johnson, and don't have Kevin Durant until potentially the start of the playoffs. What if Kevin Durant misses the first round of the playoffs and the Phoenix Suns tank all the way to like the 6th seed or the 7th seed? It could happen. The Phoenix Suns only have 3 more wins than the 8th seeded Dallas Mavericks. There's about 20 games left in the regular season, so I don't want you to think,
oh, Kevin Durant's season's over. He's gonna miss like 60 plus games in the playoffs.
it's not like that, but he might miss the very first round of the playoffs. He might miss the games leading up to the first round
KD
of
for a
the playoffs.
strained ankle. Nah, if I were a Suns fan, I'd be mad. I'd be angry, bro.
In a very heated Western Conference picture. He might miss the opportunity to push the Phoenix Suns to a 2nd seed. The Phoenix Suns might fall to a 7th seed or an 8th seed. It could happen. But I will say there are
I
reasons to
think
be optimistic.
Chris Paul, D-Book, and the hell's his name? DeAndre Ayton will hold up. But yeah, man, KD, you're gonna miss like part of the playoffs for a strained ankle. Kobe would never, bro. I'm just gonna say that Kobe would
You're a
never.
Phoenix Suns fan.
Kobe would
Primarily
never.
because it seems like
And I don't want to hear y'all in the comments going, bro, Kobe this, Kobe that. Like,
you guys are super deep.
I mean,
at
you
small
can,
forward. The
but
players that
I'm
are
not
even
gonna
picking
respond
up
to
the
that
slack
shit.
is Josh Okogie, who's been remarkable so far. And also,
Yeah,
the
Kobe
Suns
looks
went
good.
out and signed Terrence Ross recently, and they sold him on the idea of him being able to
They
start
got
in
Torrey
addition to
Craig,
Kevin Durant.
Cameron
If
Payne,
Kevin
they'll
Durant
be
was going to
fine.
play the 4 position, I'm assuming Torrey Craig is going to take up some of his minutes, which obviously is a considerable downgrade, but I don't necessarily think it's a situation
I think
that
they got
could
Damian
ruin
Lee,
the Phoenix Suns'
who's okay.
chances. Furthermore, I think the mental aspect is
They'll
going
be
to win
alright.
out here, considering the fact that the Phoenix Phoenix Suns seem to be a show earlier on this year with all the things going on about their owner, about Jay Crowder not even wanting to play, about them not doing well as a team in general, chemistry being off. Now that they traded for Kevin Durant, they all know that they have an opportunity to win a championship. And I feel like that extra edge is going to give them some motivation to really grind out some games and do their best to maintain their seeding or potentially make a push to the second seed. It could go either way. You can either see the Suns completely falter as a result of this, or you could see them maintain course, or they could get to the second seed. Regardless, this is a nightmare scenario for both Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns. There are reasons to be optimistic. So let me know in the comment section down below, if you're a Phoenix Suns fan, how do you feel about this situation? Do you think it's going to be okay? Do you think Kevin Durant's going to come back before the season ends and save the day, or after the first round of the playoffs and save the day? Do you guys think you're a play-in team now? Do you guys think you're going to maintain the fourth seed or maybe even make a push to the second seed? I'd like to hear what you have to say. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike. I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.
Yeah, man. All I have to say is, Nuggets, you better get your fucking shit together, bro. We really lost the Spurs. The Spurs. The Spurs, bro. The fucking Spurs!